Okay, so yeah, this didn't go as well as I had hoped. Several reasons because of that. I'll go through them instead of giving the usual voiceover. Well, you can probably faintly hear the voiceover. I'll mute it so it doesn't sound like, me talking to myself or whatever, but still. The first thing was, I guess I had the microphone in a bad spot, so whenever I did anything of any sort, you could hear a weird tapping noise that was louder than the game and me talking, and louder than me usually tapping away on the keyboard, which, if you've heard me typing, is significantly loud. So that ruined the audio, at least for this Let's Play. The other thing was, Duke Nukem is not the marvel that I once thought it may be, or once hoped, I suppose it may be. And that is that this game is really fucking boring. And I didn't have a whole lot to say of interest. And indeed, I was not actually all that interested in the game when I was playing it. And that is just death for excitement and entertainment. And so I recorded this, as I do. What I do is I play the game for, I guess, I don't know, an hour maybe, half an hour, somewhere along the line, a reasonable amount of time, and then I would take parts of that big playthrough and cut that up into 10 to 15 minute chunks and put those up on YouTube. And I did that a couple times, and it was good. I'd play a bit, and then I'd do all the videos for that, and I wouldn't play it until it was time to record again. Then I'd do my second batch. So this was to be the third, I believe, run of Duke Nukem. Maybe third, maybe fourth. But I just didn't want to play it after the last part. So that's why it was going, one a day, one a day, one a day. And then it just stopped because I did not want to have to play the game in order to get footage for it. And that sort of came about during the last couple videos before this, like parts 8 and 9, I guess, is I sort of figure out Duke Nukem and I compare it to Half-Life 2. And Half-Life 2, this is not, despite its best wishes. It's not fun. That's the problem. Like, Duke Nukem is a fun guy. He says a lot of funny things. Well, he used to say a lot of funny things. And I can't... well, no, I still quote him all the time. I was going to say maybe it's just, as, gaming communities age, they can't get away with saying, shit like that. But I enjoyed, Duke Nukem, the idea of Duke Nukem, saying, hilarious one-liners. But they just don't come off as hilarious in this game. And even if they did, I don't think they would be enough to save it from the gameplay. But, for example, there's a part where you meet up with Marcus Phoenix out of Gears of War, or his XP or whatever. I'll shoot a bad guy there. Nice, thrilling gameplay. I'll get to the difficulty spikes when you see them. But anyway, and he says, I take this guy over, and he's the only one who wants to follow Duke Nukem. So him and Duke Nukem go off to fight the aliens, and the other guy, the nameless guy, I don't think they give him a name. If they give him a name, they don't emphasize enough. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, he runs off ahead of Duke, and he gets blasted, and Duke goes, "Damn it, Leroy!" And that was funny because it's like a Leroy Jenkins reference, but he didn't really act like Leroy Jenkins. Like, it wasn't really merited that he would say, "Damn it, Leroy." It's just sort of someone, got killed in that fashion, say it like that. But no. Basically, what I'm trying to say is they miss a lot of opportunities to keep up to date, really, in terms of dialogue from that standpoint, and especially in terms of gameplay, because the weird thing is that Duke Nukem 3D gameplay, as it evolved from Doom and Wolfenstein and Quake, I ain't afraid no Quake, and stuff like that, is that you don't see games like that anymore. You don't see games where you're basically dumped into a big map, and they make no, bones about trying to say, now this is like a cinematic experience. These are places in a world. No, these are just map files, and you're just a character file. See, why would Duke Nukem jump in that? See, this is why I sort of pause here for a moment, because that's a Venus flytrap. Like, if I saw something that had visible jaws open up, the last thing I'd think to do would be to jump in it. But no, and they're bouncy for some reason. But still, it's just weird stuff like that. But anyway, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Gosh dang it. Oh yeah, so map files. So in Duke Nukem 3D, you're basically running around big open map areas, not open, corridors, lots of corridors, finding key cards and shooting aliens and finding secrets if you hug a wall and push the find button over and over again while Duke goes, oh, where is it? Good to see that the two wholesome twins are given a good amount of time, considering there seem to be Duke's personal bitches, but nah, he's just like, nah, you bitches, you're fucked, get out of here. And that's about it. Like, nah, Duke Nukem don't care about his babes. I guess I can see why people would sort of grow tired of Duke Nukem when he's just an asshole. So that, like, you don't see that anymore. You don't see picking up keys, you don't see exploration, you don't see puzzle solving of that kind at all in games these days. So if anything, Duke Nukem Forever, if it adopted that sort of past style, it would at least be unique in today's day. But they didn't go for that. They went for what would have been new, I guess, when they started this particular development cycle of it. On the whatever engine they're running, I guess Unreal 3 or whatever. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But that is ripped straight off of Half-Life 2. And it does not do well for Duke to rip off Half-Life 2, because Half-Life 2 is great and this is not. And this sort of the Duke Nukem experience doesn't work in that kind of situation. Being led around by other characters, giving story reasons why you should be going, to here and there. It doesn't work well with Duke Nukem, and especially with the design choices they've made, or that they apparently have been forced to make because of consoleization, if that's a word I can coin, if not has already been used by someone. But they say, oh, you can't have all these cool weapons because just because you can carry 2 at a time, and that's just the end of that. So what that means is, there's some guy playing audio stuff. I wonder if I can disable that next time. Oh well. But so what happens there is that you find yourself just sort of not doing anything a lot. You're not, like, see, right now, as a matter of fact, I'm rolling a ball through several corridors. Nothing's trying to get me. Nothing's, there's no time limit, there's no sense of urgency. I don't even know where I am in, like, the game world. And then it realizes, holy shit, this is a shooter game, we gotta put some bad guys in there. And I'm completely unprepared for it, and I get destroyed. And that is pretty much just how the game goes. It's complete jumps. There's no kind of progression of any kind. It's just you walk forward for about 5 minutes doing nothing, and then you have a big gunfight where everything stops. You stop what you're doing, you shoot a couple bad guys, and once they're all dead, a door opens, or rather a door half opens, and you tap the space bar to get it fully open, and you continue. And that is boring, and that makes for a boring game experience. So, that's what happened at the end of my last recording, when I sort of worked that out in my head, that I did not like Duke Nukem Forever. So it just took me ages to want to actually play it again. And I did want to play it again, because even knowing that it's not a fantastic game, I didn't really expect it to be. I want to be able to say, you know, I was there for Duke Nukem Forever, I beat it, I played it. But, it doesn't deserve that, I'm afraid. It's not a game where where it lives up to any of its hype whatsoever. It's like, I'm sure you're familiar with the Sonic cycle, where news of a new Sonic the Hedgehog 3D game comes out, and people are like, oh my god, it's going to be classic Sonic revival. You know, this is going to be, you know, what brings Sonic back into the top echelon of game franchises. And it doesn't. But at least with Sonic, there's the hope at some point. You see things, you maybe play a demo, and you think, wow, this is going to be good. There's nothing for that with Duke Nukem Forever. It's just bad from start to finish. And you can't even say, like, Sonic Unleashed, the graphics were real good, the sound was good, the daytime levels were okay. But unfortunately, it had so much else wrong with it. Like, I'm sure Sonic 2006 looked alright for the time. The soundtrack is probably okay, I haven't played it. But they had parts to it. But Duke Nukem Forever, you can't... There's nothing to make you want to go back to Duke Nukem. And there's nothing... When you see, like, Duke Nukem Forever, I don't think, like, wow, Duke Nukem... He's coming back, because playing this, I know that, you know, he ain't ever coming back from this. This is it. This is the end of the line for Duke Nukem, and it's sad for me because I'm gonna not even see what happens. Probably, maybe I'll play it when I'm extremely bored one day, you know, months down the line. But I do not want to right now have Duke Nukem in any capacity on my mind. And that is essentially that. I've recorded 2 parts for this, so this will be the first part where I talk about why I don't want to play Duke Nukem anymore, and I guess in the second part I will discuss more critically why I do not want to see Duke Nukem ever again. Although you can probably just see this from now, and I have a couple minutes left, but I don't want to go into too much. But basically the level design sucks, and that's because the game design sucks and the story sucks, and the game is so heavy on story, and here I get stuck, or at least it appears I get stuck for a little while. But yeah, I should probably just leave that to the second part so that I don't run out of stuff to talk about and just seem like a fool rambling over myself because I recorded too much footage. But unfortunately that is in fact what happened. So if you'll excuse, there's probably going to be a lot of awful tapping. Actually, let me talk about, just right quick, just because we have a good example here. This is a puzzle in Duke Nukem Forever. Up there is a thing. I zoomed in, but I couldn't see what the hell it was because everything looked so crap. There are infinite explosives, but I wasn't sure why. Luckily, the game doesn't let you go back, so I knew that I had to do something in this room. There are octopods here, but they appear ineffectual. Now, this is the first time I think I'm actually using the pipe bombs. Yes. In any case, I don't know why I didn't see the giant glowing blue, what do you call it? Venus flytrap thing. But again, there's like I guess there's a barrier there. But why would it matter? Because I don't know what the hell that thing is. Why would that be anything? So, but I gotta get it eventually. Come on. Come on. There you go. Work it out. So you bounce that off there, and that sends something somewhere flying, come rolling down through this tunnel, and now you can push it all the way back, and it saved the checkpoint in case you didn't think that you had done something. But for getting from A to B, first of all, I don't know where B is in this case, because the only instructions I've ever been given in the game was to go to the Duke Dome, and as soon as I got there, I just had to turn around, and I think I might be running out of time. I'll talk about this later in the second half then. Assuming I'm running out of time. Yes, I indeed am running out of time, so next time I'll talk about why the level design sucks so bad, and maybe I'll do something else to fill the gap of 50 minutes. See you then.